now.
They're on.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming this morning. We have a bunch of business to take care of, so we're going to get started right away. Councilman Turner will offer our invocation this morning, and then we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we humbly seek your guidance and wisdom. Grant us clarity of thought and understanding as we begin this meeting. Help us to make decisions that align with your will and bring about positive outcomes. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thanks, Bruce. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on our agenda, the item that we have to take care of at this point is to approve the minutes from our April 15th council meeting. I'm going to assume you all have taken a look at it, so I'll need a motion to approve these minutes.
Having taken a look at the minutes, I would move that we approve them.
Thank you, Jim. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Dan. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes as presented, signify with aye.
Aye.
It was unanimous. The minutes are approved as presented. All right, adoption of the agenda. I'll need a motion to adopt the meeting agenda as presented. Thank you, Bill.
Second.
Second, Jim. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the agenda, signify with aye.
Aye.
All right, we got it. All right, Mayor and council remarks is our next item. I hope everybody in the city will show up Friday for our celebration for National Public Works Week. And if we could see everybody, when all the Public Works people come up here and stand, I want the cameras to pick you all up because you look so beautiful. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Rick. Look at this. All right, y'all look at the camera, and Jerry, you say something so we can see y'all. Wait a minute. Yeah, the camera's behind you. All right, Jerry, introduce your crew here.
What? Hang on, I need a picture.
Come on.
I don't think y'all listen.
Just give the camera a holler. Oh, we're there.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, all right, I'm gonna take a picture of beautiful. Again, wait a minute, y'all
Get in here, Jerry.
get closer together. Did y'all take a bath today? Beautiful. All right, Jerry, introduce your crew.
All right, my long-term guy, 25 years with Neil Chastain, he does a good job. You can ask him to do anything and he'll do it, and pretty much can tackle whatever you put him on. Ricky McKay's been with us for 5 years, and he's just a good all-around employee. Don't bat an eye at anything you ask him to do or whatever task comes available. Then there's this guy, Kenny Chastain. He's a good employee. He very dependable. He can do anything as well. Cody English, works water coordinator / whatever else we have to put in front of him. He takes it on and gets it done.
Thank you, and I won't ask you to tell me their nicknames, because I know y'all got nicknames. They probably have nicknames for all of us too, but.
Yeah, right. We'll never know.
Thank you all. All right, so we'll talk more about the celebration this week during Jason's report. We appreciate y'all, everything that you do for our city. We couldn't do it without y'all. I mean, you all are the jacks of all trades. Water, roads, culverts, lawns, trees. What have I forgotten? Have I forgotten anything? Anyway, y'all do everything. Thank you all. Council, do you have any remarks at this time? Okay, we are silent. Mr. Streetman, if you will present your city manager report at this time.
Do my best. Good morning, everybody. Those are here, those that may be on Zoom. The days are getting longer. The temps are starting to get a little warmer, and every day we're seeing more and more of our part-time and seasonal folks for rolling into the city. Welcome, everybody. And we are prepared accordingly. Again, Public Works, Police, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Chief Thomas is not here, so he asked me to say something on his behalf. And we're getting ready for all of our summer activities. Quick reminder that our annual Independence Day celebration will be on Saturday, July 5th. My understanding is the POA breakfast will be that morning. Club Pavilion. We'll have the duck race for the kids, the parade, the hot dog celebration. Ending with a great fireworks show at dark. Other activities include a dunk tank, cornhole boards, etc. And also, it's my understanding the annual City River Barbecue is that day too. So we're looking out for those tickets as they start selling those. A great fundraiser. Volunteers are certainly needed. If anyone would like to help make this event happen, please reach out to City Hall, as I'm sure we can plug y'all in somewhere. As we get further into the fiscal and calendar year, we've already began pre-budget prep for fiscal year 2026. It's kind of crazy to think that, but that's usually how it works. Requested department managers to go ahead and begin formulating their budget needs so we can begin this process. We have supplied our auditor, again, it's that time of year, with tons of information to do our annual audit, and more particularly will be last year's budget. We expect that process and audit presentation to come before you all by next month. So I talked with Ms. Nixon and get that presentation. In last month's meeting, I had informed everyone about the city receiving an additional $47,000 in supplemental GDOT funding, as well as another $20,000 in EEE grant funding. That's a competitive grant. So again, as always, thank you for GDOT and their management staff for their continued support. Along with our LMIG funding, we have received over $100,000 in grant funds. And that's funds that do not therefore come out of the general fund or our teaching loss operation fund. Last month I had mentioned, but since then we have completed the resurfacing of East Sugar Bush, Saddleback Circle, Lost Valley, Stillwater, Eagle Circle, and Massey Drive. We are awaiting further T-Splosh disbursements to build up the cash to do further road resurfacing. Speaking of T-Splosh, we are nearing the end of that funding cycle. It's hard to believe. What was originally a 17 million or 5-year transportation penny tax, it's only taken about 3 years to fully receive that. There have been some changes to that tax law through the Department of Revenue. Now it can be a estimated amount or the full 5 years, but unfortunately we're under the old rule. So the 17 million has almost been collected, so we're gonna have to stop. So we expect to see that on the November ballot. We certainly do what we can to advocate for that as much as reasonable and appropriate. And as you see that coming up this fall, November election, think about the fact that we've been able to defer those costs away from the general fund. So all this road resurface and all this nice equipment we've been able to acquire T-Splosh. So anyway.
Jason, can I just intervene?
Yes,
That I
ma'am.
wish it had been us to have received the 17 million, but that was for the whole county.
It is, and Madam Mayor, that was kind of, we will receive when it's all completed, just a little shy of 2 million. It's about 1,960,000. We've taken in a little over 1.8 of that now. So, but it is coming down to the end. As far as the budget this year, I've tried to give you all a monthly report. For this time of year, we should be around 40% on expenditures. And as follows, we're around 42% on general fund, 49% on water, and 41% on trash. As I mentioned in last month's meeting, any overages is largely due to high expenses that we get over the year, one-time expenses, workers' comp or insurance. That takes a pretty big chunk. It kind of skews the numbers. Revenue side, we're tracking about 95% where we need to be on water. 100% on garbage and right at 100% on general fund, where we property tax collection, we're at 98%, so we're actually doing pretty good on that. There's a little bit left to collect, of course, we're being aggressive in our collections to get that. Again, we want to, speaking of our utilities, want to thank our wonderful utility customers who pay their bills on time every month. However, as a reminder, a city ordinance, any outstanding balances that go beyond 60 days is grounds for service disruption. That's the last thing that we want to do. We will certainly work with you. If anyone has any concerns or issues with paying their city utilities, please reach out to City Hall. Again, we'll be glad to work with you to come up with any reasonable arrangements. We're starting to send letters out after 30 days. Again, we do not want to cut anybody off, but we, like everybody else, costs a lot of money to run a utility system. Thank you again for paying the bills on time. SDRs, again, I report every month. If you have not renewed your license, do that. If you are actively using your home as a short-term rental and do not have a license, please come get one, because you do not want to get fined, as well as come see the judge. Also, the folks that drive their golf carts and their side-by-sides in the city, you have to have a permit for that. I know I was up in the city over the weekend, and I noticed some of the police officers were stopping some of these individuals and saying, hey, you come in and get your permit. It's an inspection, and it's a $25 annual fee. There's an inspection through the police department. Chief Bombas and his staff will be glad to work with you to do that. But please do get that if you do plan driving on city roads. Now I'm gonna talk about pickleball courts. We had our pickleball contractor come up yesterday. Anybody that plays pickleball, the cracks are pretty bad. It's just indicative of hot and cold that we have. Cracks are not warranted. They're inevitable. I think was it Jerry or was it Jerry Show, our public works manager, met with Mr. Beck yesterday. Tom sent me a message late last night that we have, I think, 250 feet of cracks in those courts. And so they're going to be coming up. Right now, we're going to seal those cracks. Probably we're looking at, I think, June 2nd through around the 5th. That's gonna be like a Monday through Thursday. They need about 3 to 5 days to do the crack repair, then let it cure. We're trying to coordinate that where it does not impact weekends. We know that Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are a big busy time for pickleball courts. However, we just want to state that we are aware of that. We've had some calls from folks saying, hey, the cracks look bad. We are aware. We've just been trying to get on the schedule. And, other than that, again, I want to thank Public Works this Friday. 12:30, Sharon? 12:30 at the pavilion, the City Hall pavilion near the pickleball courts. We're going to have hot dogs, chips, cookies. I had to fight the guys with cookies. They already want the cookies. But, they asked, yeah, we got, so thank you to Sharon and her husband, Danny, who went and got the hot dogs and the buns and the cookies, but we have plenty of provisions, bottled water. So everybody please come this Friday, recognize our great Public Works staff, get a hot dog, get some chips. And again, that's gonna be 12:30 till 1-2 at the city pavilion there near the post office and the pickleball courts. And I think Mayor Holly and I, we talked about, and Chief Bombas doing something similar in August to coordinate the National Night Out, which is what the police do. So we have not forgotten about the police department. That will probably happen in August. But again, thank you guys for all you do. And I'm gonna throw it to Jim Hopper. Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. Megan, this is National Public Works Week, and we're celebrating it. Would you like a picture of all the beautiful men here in their shirts for the newspaper?
That's a great idea.
All right, y'all come on back and get your picture for the newspaper.
Jason, quick question. Were the cracks in the pickleball courts throughout or just in certain area, one area?
Yeah, y'all come on.
It's really noticeable.
Stand over there on this wall.
The scene where the new court abuts the existing court,
Yeah.
that created a scene there. I think probably some settling. And then they seem to like the crack along where they call it the kitchen area, I guess, that's, anyway, there's a lot of you, when you
Stopping and
stop
starting.
I don't think you go in that area. So along that line there's a lot of cracks there.
Interesting.
So we're gonna seal those up. We'll probably have to budget in next year's budget, we'll resurface those courts, but this will be a short-term fix.
That include all three courts or primarily just?
The new ones hold up as expected better, but the two existing ones, are showing the significant wear. Yeah. Yeah, again, like June, I think June 2nd, weather permitting, they need about 3 or 4 good clear, non-rainy days to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do plan to have that coming in, and so, I spoke with Sherry, she does a great job of getting that information out, we'll definitely get the word out. So people will have plenty of advance notice, we'll close the courts, but,
Thank you, Jason.
yes,
Any other-
ma'am, thank
Any
you.
other comments or questions from the council? All right, any comments or questions from the meeting participants, of Mr. Streetman? Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
before Jim comes up, Chief Thomas has something he's having to go to, but he asked me to state that,
Okay.
everything's going well. He has hired a new part-time officer. His name is Andrew Williams. He's been with us about 2 weeks now. He's been riding with Officer Clark and some others, kind of getting the feel for the city. I've met him. He seems to be a very bright young man. He's got a lot of experience. I think he worked in South Georgia in police, but, he's part-time. He would eventually like to maybe go full-time if an opening ever arrives, but, again, you may see him around. He's a young gentleman. He's probably about 30, Officer Williams, but, he just wanted me to share that, we do have a new part-time officer that will be working as needed, and he's very excited to have him. So, other than that, and he just apologized. He had something that took him away. He would not have missed the meeting, but he had to take care of something, and then I'm going to now throw it to Jim Potter. He will never get let down, but that's the problem, still check. Now I'll let Jerry go to the part, but thank you, sir.
Well, good morning. Starting off, I issued 3 warnings so far this month. One for an overgrown lawn over on Sky Valley Way. Some of you may have seen it since that's the main thoroughfare. And I had to issue another one over on West Sugar Bush. Somebody put their trash out. I don't know if it was a bear or a raccoon or crows or whatever got into it, and I had to tell them, hey, you need to put them in cans, maybe even a city trash can. They took care of that. And then one of the 911 address signs was laying on the ground. I don't know if it was from a storm or if there was some construction going on over there. I reached out to the property owner and they fixed that the next day. Out of the 4 violations, basically life safety over on Saddleback that we've been dealing with for several months now. One of them was completely fixed. The homeowner said that it was due to some funds, personal financial issues, but he would be working on the other 3. In fact, the fire chief and I went over there a few months ago and she installed a smoke detector in the bottom unit. It's an upper and lower unit, one of the few here in Sky Valley. So it's a single house, but built back in the 70s and I guess grandfathered in. Construction's continuing on 4 homes that the new builds, 2068 Ridgepole. And they're moving along, making progress. 71 Evergreen should be done hopefully in the next 30 to 45 days. I should be issuing a CO once we do the final inspection. 1160 Knob Drive, I mentioned in the last meeting that the construction had resumed. There was a hiatus for a while, but they're back. I went out there, they were going full speed last week. And we have another home that was started over on East Sugar Bush. And it's moving right along. As a matter of fact, they put the roof on yesterday, so this one's come along very, very quickly. We still have 4 new home permits pending. They haven't submitted the paperwork yet. That seems to have slowed down. I don't know, reasons vary from interest rates to, concern about the economy to whatever. And so they haven't pulled the trigger yet. One on LaBelle Circle, I thought was imminent, but they said that they're holding off for a few months. And there was one on Wildberg, which that's been on hold for quite some time. Saddleback Circle, actually, I'm hoping to see some paperwork on that in the near future. And then Ridgepole, somebody bought a lot there a couple of months ago, and they came into the office and said, hey, they were ready to bring in the paperwork, but they haven't brought it in yet. So between Ridgepole and Saddleback, those should be hopefully the next 2. And then I understand the city manager just mentioned another one on Ridgepole.
We'll probably get that next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that would be 2 on Ridgepole, so that would be 5. As the city manager mentioned, the days are longer, they're getting warmer. Probably this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and going forward, or next weekend, we should have, the seasonal people are really starting to pour in. Because so far year to date, we've issued 69 permits versus 74 issued last year, so we're only 5 behind last year. But after Memorial Day is when they really start coming in, trees, building, renovations, etc. If some of you may recall, last year we had just under 400 permits issued versus 200 the year before. So it seems like almost everything gets done in the summer months and fall months. And like I said, we're just 5 behind last year as far as year to date. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
To piggyback real quick before Jerry gets up, Madam Mayor, Jim, we do have an annexation. First one I understand is 1998. I could be wrong, but the planning commission will see that next month, and the council will see that July and August. It's a 1 acre tract up on Sky High. Gentleman just wants to bring it into the city because he wants all the great services we can provide. So you'll be seeing that soon. But anyway, Mr. Joe.
Good morning again. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy National Public Works Week. If you have social media, get on the city website and you can see throughout the week the employee spotlight on that. And I'd like to say that I wouldn't be where I'm at without them, the council, the girls in the office. Jason, he's done an excellent job as well of getting us things to work with, what we need to be able to get things done efficiently and safely. Summertime, it's grass season, so we'll be on the grass, and you can see more about trimming the canopies, what you need to trim and get taken care of. Potholes, road repairs, shoulder repairs. We do now have a spot to get some soil so we can start doing this shoulder work.
Good.
So that's gonna help out tremendously. We'll be doing some culvert work on West Sugar Bush intersections, so just use caution. We'll have signs out as well. The walking path down off of Tahoe at Mud Creek Falls down there, we've done a little bit down there. It looks rough, but I'm sure some of y'all had seen it before we ever started on it. It was terrible. It's hard to get anything to move around down in there and work. It was soft and muddy, and we still have a lot to do with it, but we get to it as we can and pull out from the city if we kind of got some time frame there to take care of that. Prepared for the 5th of July, for the 4th of July, we'll be doing things off from now until it gets passed to get things ready for it as well. Let's see, we are now looking to have a replacement crew member. If anybody knows of anybody, we had one that had an opportunity to come above and beyond what we was offering right now. He thought it would be better for his life. He's young and starting out. He's left us. I'd like to thank everybody for all the support and all the appreciation that y'all show for us, and say thanks to my guys again and to everybody in the city as well.
And Jerry, I want to thank you too for fixing that transition at Evergreen and Cobblewood. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It needs some more now, but we had an issue above there,
Mhm.
but we got it taken care of, so it should slow that down a lot.
No, we appreciate it.
Jerry, would you talk a little bit more? You mentioned shoulder work, just to define what it is you're trying to do.
Where the asphalt and stuff has brought the shoulders up so much, or just over the years, the wash that's going down the edge of the road in the ditch line, they're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. We'll take the soil and put it back in there and pack it as well, and then put grass seed on top of it and try to slow some of the drainage down.
Thank you, Jerry. Anybody else? Okay.
Can I?
Nope.
I was just gonna piggyback something on Jerry's, this opening that they have, great opportunity. If you look at the longevity of his staff, if you take Neil away from it, excuse the numbers, 25 years, I'd say the average tenure is at least 5 years. That's almost unheard of in this job market. Seems a great place to work. From the commitment of this mayor and council, wages, we're extremely competitive. We offer great benefits. I know I sound like a commercial. If anybody sees this, Jerry and Cody, they have a great crew, great morale, great equipment. It's a great opportunity for somebody to come on board that wants to be here and be a part of a great team. So I just want to share that.
Thank you.
I'd like
Good
to
looking
mention-
shirts too.
I
Yeah.
mentioned a couple other things. I don't know if anybody's noticed it or not, but at the Ed Morley Bridge,
Yes.
we put in a catch basin on the side that his plaque is on.
Right.
And it got the water off of that to stop from some of that drainage and erosion there, and it's working well. And we done one at the post office as well. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. When you come around through the post office to the exit side, it was always a big mud puddle. We put another one there and run it over into the existing ditch. And so far, it's worked really well, and it's not been standing in water.
Mr. Plywood, did you want to say?
As a resident, take my other hat off. I wanted to commend Public Works publicly because for the longest time throughout the city, we had problems with water, the pipe breaking. It's been several months as far as I know. My wife just commented how clear the water is. We haven't had any problems. And from what I understand, a lot of it has to do with the pressure reducing valves that you're installing throughout the city. And so I want to thank you guys for that. And I haven't heard any complaints from the locals or seen anything on social media. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. On that note, the city has, the guys have got the equipment, went around, looking for leaks and stopping a lot of the extra water usage that we didn't know where it was going. They found a lot of it, taken care of it, and, knock on wood, we've been doing pretty good in the last several months.
Jerry, it was very kind of you to thank the city council for support, but that's really our job. And nobody deserves it more than you guys, every single one of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Second.
Amen. Cody English is our certified water specialist, and he's going to do his report. He's also been asked to do the report by our representative, Dee Van Camp, who is our Raven County Water and Sewer Authority rep, who cannot be here today, so he's wearing two hats. Take it away, Cody.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I will keep it brief for the time. We met with Mr. D. Van Camp on May the 2nd. Jason, Jerry, and I, we met with him, and we started talking about some questions we could ask, the Raven County Water and Sewer Authority. And in regards to, how they operate, how do they go about doing certain things? So one of the questions was, was, what size PVC pipe or what size pipe and what material pipe do they buy the most? And the thought behind that was maybe we at the city could pair with them and maybe try to buy together in order to get a discounted rate.
Right.
The authority allowed that they were not buying much PVC, they're working on more of steel piping. That's something that I would like to go into in the near future, but as of right now, we only have PVC for the majority of our pipes. So, hopefully, in the future, as we move into the steel pipes, there's more of a cost up front to that, but it lasts so much longer than, regular PVC plastic pipes.
Cody, when you all have a water leakage, is it usually at the joints or does the PVC pipe split?
A lot of times it's at the bell, which would be the joint. We have seen them split down through the middle due to, rocks and stuff like that laying on it. The water pipes are constantly moving, vibrations and stuff, so holes can get wore down in them. Fittings can fail, stuff like that, so.
The existing pipe that's in there, that's been in there for a while is Finlaw. And we go back with C900, which is a lot thicker
Right.
PVC. The steel pipe is actually, it's ductile iron. For long term, that would be the way to go if we work something out where we can go together, get it, start putting it in. As we can.
Is there a rust issue with metal pipes?
Not for a very long time.
Okay,
It takes a very long time for that.
so we'll all be in the home before that happens?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like I said, unfortunately, the cost up front to that is the biggest issue. And that's something myself and Jason can talk about and start working that in through the next few years. Try to get a little bit more money dedicated to replacing pipes. That way, we're extending it for longer periods of time
Right.
instead of PVC.
Is it possible to marry the PVC and the steel
Yes, sir.
together?
They
or do
make
you have to do
they make
that?
a fitting that's very easy. It's actually the same type of fitting that we already have. It's just a different gasket.
Hmm.
And that's all the difference there is.
So did the county agree to have us go into their,
If we could get on the same page as them and want to buy a big amount of steel pipe, then they would be welcome to that.
okay,
One of the next questions is that we had for the authority was the name of some contractors. We're always looking to find new people that has new technology that makes our job easier, that makes water conservation, their top priority. They were very graceful with naming. They gave us a list of their main contractors and gave great recommendations of each one of them. So we have all of their contacts now. The next thing we asked if the authority wanted to make a emergency plan with us in case of catastrophic failure of our water system or catastrophic failure of our wells or anything that was just absolutely horrible. Tornado, some kind of storm come through and we just needed more people to come up here and help us fix water leaks, stuff like that. They said absolutely. They didn't think we needed to make anything formal. Brendan Thompson, which is the manager of the authority, said that, if you need us, just call us. And I really appreciate that. That means a lot. So Mr. Brendan said that the rate of what we would need to pay would only be whatever their employees' salaries would be. So I really think that's great. We're gonna try not to have to lean on them, but that's a great, they're they're a bunch of great guys. I know a lot of them. That'll be a great tool to have in the back pocket. if
And in
we ever-
conjunction, if they need us, we would help them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Of course, they have a big crew. They take care of a lot of things. We're probably gonna need them before they need us. Just to be, I mean, that's just a fact. But I really appreciate Brandon, committing to something, verbally, and I do appreciate it. We also asked, how does the authority go about, finding new employees, and they allow that it's mainly through, word of mouth.
Personal recommendations.
Personal recommendations, a lot of the, like I said, they have a big crew down there, they know people, so, that's good, so hopefully if we ever need, if we're ever in the need, we can maybe call some of those guys and be like, hey, you know anybody? Actually, right now would probably be a good time since we're looking for somebody. So.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate, D Van Camp for going out of his way and being our rep. He's a great guy. The last thing, would be a succession plan. We asked them if they had a succession plan, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what that was. So I educated myself, and it's practically just a plan to train your lower guys to take your spot one day. In retirement and promotion, stuff like that, and they said they do.
We do that too.
They do have a plan. We have a plan now. We're gonna constantly work on that plan, to train our new hires and stuff like that. I'm one of the youngest guys here, looking to stay here for a long time, so there'll be new hires come in that need to take some of my great employee spots.
Would you send me a note
One of
to
these days.
the effect that you're gonna stay here a long time and sign?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, that's the report, Dee gave, and like I said, I really appreciate that and look forward to the future of Sky Valley and looking into new stuff.
Thank
So I
you.
appreciate it.
When do you plan to take your class 1 license? I take that too.
I'd like to take them, at least midsummer. Yes, sir.
Cody's going for his class 1 water license. That's the highest level that you can achieve in Georgia. So we're very proud of that. And so, he'll be taking that this summer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cody.
I'm
Cody,
not, age discriminating or anything, but,
don't look up here.
he's here now, and you really don't have to explain a lot about, well, him or Ricky, and then Larry, if you would stand up, please. This is Larry Randolph. He had a doctor's appointment, and he come in, as soon as they got done with it, but, he's one of those guys that, do anything you ask him to do, and, if he comes to a time frame that he think got a little time on his hands, he'll just pick up and find something that needs to be done and take care of it.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry.
And
Cody, are we working on any more of the pressure reducing valves, or are we kind of chilling out right now about it?
Well, we've got everything replaced that absolutely had to be replaced.
How many of those have been replaced?
We've replaced 8 out of 17.
Okay,
We do have a few that's out in the city that's not in use, like over toward Bear Trace, down Evergreen, all that's not, developed yet. But yeah, we're constantly making a list. I've got a list of the priority, next in line, next in line, next in line. So yeah, we're constantly gonna be checking pressures, working on them, keep staying on top of them instead of going 20 years without touching.
and we have ordered the devices to monitor the last 2 water tanks.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
They're on order. They should be, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 more weeks.
Okay. Do you all install them, or does a company do that?
Yes, ma'am. We will install them ourselves. I think I spoke last time about, getting some recommendations through Rick Baird, MPE.
Right.
He knows this water system. He's been working on this water system for,
Since he was born.
long, I'd say probably before I was born.
That's probably true.
But anyways,
That's depressing.
yeah,
Joe.
he's a great help. He's a real fast resource, so.
Great.
Madam Mayor, if I could say one thing real quick, just kind of tie in. Jim and I met with some new residents, last week. And they're renovating a house, and the first thing they said to me is, do we need to go test our water? And I said, no, we test our water regularly. You know, we have a certified tester, and they were so pleased and so impressed that we had that in place. So I just want, again, as we're recognizing our public works staff, that, you know, we do test the water, we take that very seriously. The consumer confidence report will be going out next month. And then I just want to say, I know Jerry, though you didn't mean to, it just was on my mind. Dustin Hensley, our safety coordinator, he is actually at a safety coordinator class in Gainesville today. Again, we, as he talked about succession plan, invested in our people. We're constantly working on training, empowering, getting them, having better staff. He's in Gainesville doing his training, and Kevin Branca, AKA Pockets, who just got his CDL license, by the way, along with Dustin. He's under the weather, unfortunately, so, I'm here today, but, again, we've, 2 CDL drivers now, we have a safety coordinator, we got folks getting the license, so, things are really looking good for Public Works.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Any comments or questions from the council? From anybody else? All right, let's move on to committee reports. We cannot do our jobs in an effective manner without our citizen committees that meet and work and give us their experience and their time, and we so appreciate it. So let me start with Mr. McAfee. Do you have anything to say about Planning and Zoning Commission?
Planning and zoning will be meeting in this room 1 week from today, 1 p.m. 2 items on the agenda. We have a variance request from a homeowner on West Sugarbush, so we'll be discussing that. And then we have the ever-present tree ordinance, which we will be discussing, hopefully getting near the end of that one. That'll be 1 o'clock next Tuesday.
Thank you. Mr. Oliver, you want to talk about the mayoral advisory committee meeting?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. A month or so ago, maybe 6 weeks, we met, pulled the committee together, and we met, and at the recommendation of Mr. Allred here, to consolidate our emergency plans for the city. And what we found in that meeting was the police department had a good plan that they had put together. Public Works had a plan for emergencies. The fire chief obviously had a great contribution there in plans. And, you know, what we found during that thing, that meeting, that there were a number of things that we might want to include there. And we also wanted to consolidate all of that and publish it. And make sure that no matter what big emergency we had, whether it was wildfires, extended power outages, tornadoes, floods, et cetera, we kind of had a plan in place that once that happened, the mayor would energize those plans and everybody would know what they were going to do and how they were going to do it. And we'd be very aware and be able to communicate that out to our citizens. Shortly after, and there were a bunch of takeaways that we had there. Shortly after that, the wildfires started over here. And we had some subsequent meetings, not necessarily on the committee, but several people in the city and several of us, to make sure that we had a real good handle on an evacuation plan if we needed to evacuate, and the communication plan, keep everybody up to date on what was going on. And I'd like to thank everybody that participated in that. And out of that, our wonderful mayor actually captured those, wrote that. So we had that in place. So after that, just recently here, we got back together, pulled together some of the other, some of the to-dos were already done. And then we came up with some action steps there to start consolidating. And so all of us had some assignments to go out and do some things. And Sharon is participating to help pull all that together for us. So once we'll have a follow-up meeting there, get these plans assembled. They'll get on the website. They'll be in writing in each one of our departments. And they'll be available to whoever wants to see it. And also included in that will be kind of a recommendation for residents in case of some of these emergencies, to have some backup things like battery powered radios, batteries, water, et cetera, et cetera. There'll be a list and recommendation of stuff that you probably need to have in your house just in case we have an extended power outage or, you know, you lose communication for whatever reason. And also included in that, and I'll be quiet, is we want to be able to identify everybody that is dependent on electricity for medical equipment in their homes or have mobility issues, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll be seeing a survey come out asking everybody to fill that out so that we can clearly identify who might need extra help in an emergency. And when that happens, we can deploy people to go help them. So that's where we are. So we'll have that finished up here probably in the next 30 days or so and get it published.
Fabulous. Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Tony. Also want to thank the fire chief who has, they have some generators that they can donate if we, or place in certain spots in Sky Valley if we need them. And I know that the city is going to buy 3 additional generators that we can use in case of an emergency. And I know we already have 1 or 2 at Public Works, is that right? How about the police? Do the police have one?
No.
Okay, so
We plan to install one here, Madam Mayor.
Yeah.
We'll install one at the police department, and then we're looking to install a 3rd one at the tractor shed.
Okay, y'all know where that is? That's where the
compact.
compact. Yeah, and the reason we need it there, Jason?
Well, we store a lot of equipment there, and plus our brine making machine, as you know, we're overdue for a big snow event. We know it's coming, but that's when we make our brine. We need that power to do that. And because that's typically, usually if we have an issue, it's gonna, and Jerry and I, actually Jerry and Cody and I were talking about that yesterday. We know that there's gonna be a 93 event coming event. It's just a matter of time. I think Neil, you were here that time, we get 4 or 5 feet of snow, it's gonna be all hands on deck, so.
Also, don't you have gas?
We have gas pumps there behind the store. That's a secure location. We keep a lot of our equipment there now, so that, and it's centrally located in the city, so it just makes sense.
It does.
And also our main wells, well 8 and well 3, that produce about probably 80% of our water. We have Caterpillar industrial size generators that work off propane, so we already have that contingency in place. So again, and it seems like a lot of ways we get so much practice in the game, as they say, between Hurricane Helene and snow events. The guy, a lot of times they know what to do already. It's just formulating that in writing. So
I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm glad you all are taking the time and the work to do that. Okay, Mr. Turner, do you want to talk about the Special Projects Committee?
Yeah, as Jason mentioned, we're closing in on Independence Day celebration. We've met and have lined up pretty much everything we need to do. We'll meet one more time just to cross the T's, dot the I's, make sure we have everything in place. And always, it's a challenge for volunteers. So anyone that would like to volunteer, let us know and we can kind of let you know what you can do to help us make that successful. The other thing I have is I'm gonna set up a cleanup day and hopefully we can do it this Thursday at 10 o'clock. That's the 22nd. I apologize for the lateness of it. I usually try to schedule it as close to Memorial Day as possible because people are coming back. But I was on vacation last week for a special reason. But I like to schedule it as close to Memorial Day because as soon as we clean up, the next day, there's garbage here. So I try to keep it as close to.
This is on the sides of the road.
Yeah, it's typically from the front entrance to the junction. Over the years, we've worked it from the junction down to here, and it's become too challenging for us.
I'm 246.
Yeah, us elder, as we mature, it gets more challenging. Plus, it's real dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the footing's poor, people come flying, so it's a safety issue. But again, 10 o'clock this Thursday, the 22nd. We have vests, we have the grabbers, the extended grabbers, we have gloves, and we have trash bags. So we usually try to do it every quarter. The last one we did, we had 3 people helping, and we were able to do it in an hour. So the more people we have, the quicker we can get it done. But anyone that would like to volunteer, like I say, we have everything you need. And it's, an hour or less to do it. So appreciate anybody's help on that. And Madam Mayor, that's all I have.
Where is, would you like to get volunteers from the council for that special water event that you're having at the 4th of July, 5th of July? It involves water, bathing suits, and I think softballs or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe some towels. And she's referring to the dunk tank, and some of us will volunteer to be abused, and so I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you need the council to volunteer?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
I
Okay.
think he needs the mayor to volunteer.
I'm the barker.
That may be the train.
Yeah.
We'll meet at the junction, and typically what we like to do is have somebody at top and bottom, so that when you're finished, we can all ride. We try to start at the front entrance, just logistically, because we can go downhill, and then have somebody at the bottom so we can drive people back.
If you get enough volunteers, I'd go all the way back down to Eagle Circle rather than stopping at the main entrance.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Just get enough people.
Yeah, like I say, I apologize for the quick notice, but
You ended.
pardon me?
She's asking you. Okay. Thank you, Bruce.
Mhm.
Um,
One other question I have too, and it's in reference to the pancake breakfast coming up. Does the city have, by any chance, a heat meter? We've got a new sausage grill that I'm gonna plug in. And, I can plug it in, it's hot, but I don't know, I can't tell if it's heating to the degree that we need. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go down to Home Depot and get one.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
No,
that,
Like an infrared heat gun?
Yes.
No.
Gauge on it?
No. It's just,
On or off?
on or off, and it may say 350 or whatever, but I've found in the past, the grill we have now is probably 25, 30 years old. And to be sure, we had Tim Darrow had a gun that could say, okay, it's working as it should.
Thank you, Bruce. Our landscaping committee chairperson is out of town, so she sent me some notes for me to read about what they're accomplishing, and they do a fabulous job, and our city's looking so good. She says, this is Cheryl Beckert, the landscaping advisory committee has had a busy spring, planting, planning, and coordinating projects with other groups to beautify the city. The front entrance, city hall, and post office areas have been planted with new annuals and perennials by Mark Wanamaker and his crew. Sky Valley Garden Club helped with adding additional pollinator plants to the lower bed at the entrance. The garden club has also planted new flowering plants in the planters at the front entrance, and they look gorgeous if y'all haven't noticed them. The city also installed sprinklers so that some people don't have to go there all the time and water
It's about time.
them. Planted additional hostas at the city sign on Bald Mountain Road and added additional plantings at several of the street corners. The garden club also committed money for adding a water supply to the Evergreen corner. If you go around Evergreen, you'll see Don Rice is trying to make it all so beautiful. So now we're gonna have some water there. The landscape committee has added plantings at the pavilion, and a new flower bed was added to the side of the pedestrian bridge at the walking path. The committee has graded the corner of Evergreen and will be planting a variety of flowering plants within the next 30 days. The committee is working on plans for additional projects this fall and for 2026. They will continue to meet periodically throughout the remainder of the year. Respectfully submitted, and they do a fabulous job. I'm so glad there's people with green thumbs, because I am certainly not one of them.
Well, Madam Mayor, I'm not
Yes.
sure if you referenced it, but the rock, the big rock on Ridgepole is looking very good.
Yes, it is. It looks great.
And he
Yeah,
looks like he's graded some stuff there,
right.
planted it, put some rock, and that area is a very busy area, so
That's the cat culvert that he's putting in.
Yes.
Yes, from
well done.
after your wife. Yes, yes, thank you.
Madam Mayor, if I can add something.
Yes, sir.
I've got Jerry and Cody looking for a big rock. But we're looking to put a big rock down at the bottom of Evergreen where it meets Crusher. And we're probably gonna put like a plaque similar to what you see at the Morty Bridge. Probably just say SB, so we can move the city limit sign up so people quit shooting it. But we think that would be an attractive element for
Yeah,
the city.
I think so
So
too.
we're just trying to find a rock about the size of a refrigerator, Jerry, or dishwasher
Could
maybe.
y'all move that sign?
Well, we got equipment, but
Okay.
we are looking for something. We're thinking about putting like there.
Yeah.
We think it would look good.
I think pictures of the council on it that
And,
people can spray paint.
And really, while I'm gonna say this, and I'll hush, we have Independence Day shirts for sale.
Okay.
Sharon's got them. They look great. And I think if you volunteered, you get one. Is that correct?
And we're gonna have different types of shirts for the volunteers.
Okay, all right.
Right.
I'll hush now.
Well, Jason, as far as, on Crusher Run, there's a lot of sizable rocks there.
True.
And it would be logistically ideal if there were any large enough to suit that.
Yeah, we're looking there.
Yeah,
I found a couple, but
In the
there's.
middle of the night. in the middle of the night, yeah.
Bruce, I think the biggest trouble is that we don't know who owns that land.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen them and thought about them, but. we don't know who owns it.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't need you guys arrested for stealing rocks.
there's some large rocks on Cobblewood going up to Bear Trace. You know, those rocks that we have up on Cobblewood. Kathy, when Duke Croxton was laying down the utilities there, they unearthed a bunch of rocks, and that's where they came from.
Well, if you can see one, we'd call Duke and he probably would let you take it away if you can get it down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I say, you know,
So you do it and then ask for forgiveness? Is
that's
that what you're
exactly
saying?
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I mean, take that out. Okay, thank y'all. Gordon is not here from our marketing committee that's doing a bunch of stuff, but he'll be here next meeting to report. Let's move on to new business where we consider approval of a proclamation to celebrate National Public Works Week. Jason, would you please read the proclamation to celebrate this wonderful holiday? Uh-oh.
May I have the proclamation? Sure, I apologize, but I brought everything else with that.
It's up.
Oh, it is up?
It's up.
You make it bigger.
Yeah, make it bigger.
Please. Okay. National Public Works Proclamation, May 18th, 2025. People, purpose, presence. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are all of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Sky Valley, Georgia. Whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are reasonable for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the cities, civic leaders, and children in the city of Sky Valley to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, be it now resolved, I, Mayor Holly Style, do hereby designate the week of May 18th to the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public work professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand and cause the Silver City done at the city of Sky Valley, Georgia, this 20th day of 2025. And the mayor is signing that in this meeting. Again, thank you guys for all you do.
I'll need a motion to approve this proclamation.
So moved.
Thank you, Dan.
Second.
Bill. All right, any discussion? All in favor of to approve this motion, signify with aye.
Aye.
It was unanimous, and we're going to do it, and thank you all again for everything. All right, now we're into other business, which is our public forum and general comments, where persons attending this meeting can stand up for no more than 5 minutes and talk about what they'd like to talk about. Just know that there will be no motion or no actions on this. The speaker must identify themselves. Well, bye, y'all. The speaker must identify themselves and their address before speaking. Do I have any formal, forum comments?
I think it's just me.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Name and address.
yes, I'm Don Corello. I don't have an address yet. I live on Thomas Knob 909,
Okay,
Thomas Knob Trail. I own lots 41 and 42. And Jen was alluding to me being a person that's hopefully gonna be permitting any day now for building on lot 42. Last week, I was made aware that the city purchased the lot right below me. And I'm sorry that I don't know the protocol of this council meeting, but am I allowed to ask a confirmation if the city does intend to build a sewage treatment plant on the property that they just purchased?
nothing has been determined yet.
Okay, so there is a proposal though to build one there from the engineering firm.
It is we're considering it, but no, we have other sites and we don't know where we're building it yet.
Right, exactly. So my concern is that this is gonna perpetuate, and then you're gonna come up with a solution, and there may not be an abundant enough time for citizens to come together and decide whether they really want this or not.
Now, we have to hold public hearings.
Right, you do have, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there may not be enough time, because from the information I've gathered, you have until December to spend a certain amount of funds, or else it has to be relinquished back to the state. That's not the case.
We have to spend some funds, but there is no quota, if we have to sit, yeah.
Right.
And,
Well-
and no decisions have. been
Right, no
made.
decisions have been made, but I'm a firm believer that public record should be public knowledge. And I saw that the city posted a letter maybe 9 months to a year ago, but I haven't seen anything else online talking about the sewage treatment plant. So I just wanted to inform you that what I know, I will be sharing with the other citizens of Sky
Sure.
Valley. And even people from Highlands,
That's
Franklin,
fine.
and Clayton. And if it shows up on social media, I don't want you to think we're blindsided. And I'm not gonna twist anybody's words. All I'm gonna do is post the letter, and then I'm gonna post a proposal on there. Because it is a proposal to build there, right? It's one of a
That's
couple.
one of the
proposals.
sites we are considering.
Exactly, so that's exactly what I'm gonna say in the social media post. I'm not gonna say that it's definitely gonna be built there. I'm just saying this is one of the possible sites for the sewage treatment plant. And if I may go on, I don't know, a sewage treatment plant may not be the best solution considering this gentleman just said how hard it is to maintain water flow. There's constant vibrations, fittings fail. And with a sewage treatment plant, you're not telling somebody to boil water or go buy water. There's raw sewage flowing out of the treatment plant into a place where this gentleman just said how difficult it is to fix what already is a mess down there from Hurricane Helene. So I'm just really saying that it would be best to not even consider this proposal, kill it now, make the citizens of Sky Valley say this is no longer a proposal that we're considering, and we're just gonna consider these other proposals. And that is just a suggestion from me.
Thank you for your suggestions, and let me make it clear that raw sewage is not gonna be flowing out of a sewer plant. This is.
So it's happening in
Processes.
Valdosta.
Huh?
It's happening in Valdosta. You cannot say that you're gonna build a sewage treatment plant that's not monitored 24/7 and say there's not gonna be raw sewage coming out of it. It has happened in many plants in many cities. There's always the potential for that. And considering that there is already a washout application, and it's a place where numerous tourists, they're coming down Tahoe Lane, they're gonna hit that hairpin turn and they're gonna smell it. And if this is the type of plant where a truck has to come and pick up the solid materials coming out of this plant, it's gonna smell. So you either got people driving from Tahoe or walking from the timeshares, they're gonna smell sewage, or you have people coming a mile up the trail from the overlook, they're gonna smell it, they're gonna have to walk a mile back to their car and smell it again. And you want tourists or residents to walk away from Sky Valley saying, I went to the wonderful waterfall and I smoked it. So that is it. And I think I said my piece, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? All right. Our next item is executive session. This is where the council goes into executive session. The council can go into executive session for the purpose of real estate or property, for personnel issues or possible litigation. No formal action will be taken during this executive session. So I will need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill.
Second.
Second, Bruce.
What's the purpose of the executive?
The purpose is all three,
Is what?
all three,
Okay.
all three reasons. All in favor of going into executive session, signify with aye.
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Okay, we will now go into executive session. No formal action will be taken, and we are now officially off the record. Thank you. All right, we will now need to go back in out of executive session. No formal action was taken, and we are now officially back on the record. As long as we do a motion, do I hear a motion to go back on the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Bill.
Second.
Second. Thank you, Dan. All in favor of going back on the record, signify with aye.
Aye.
All right, we are officially back on the record, and again, no formal action was taken. And now, Mr. Tony, do your thing.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, our agenda hasn't been thoroughly beaten to death. I would suggest that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Thank you for those kind words, Mr. Allred. All in favor of?
Aye.
adjournment?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.
Good
Thank
job,
you all.
Tony.